It's the last edition of T.H.E.M.E.S Agenda this week for the year 2020. A special report that focuses on the activities and achievements of the T.H.E.M.E.S Agenda of Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. When a nation handles its food supply system well, every other aspect falls into place. Nothing else buttresses this more than the words of American food writer M.F.K. Fisher, who says, "First we eat, then we do everything else." Lagos State government, under the leadership of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is vigorously pursuing this objective to revolutionize the agricultural sector in the state, in line with the fourth pillar of the T.H.E.M.E.S agenda of his administration. In today's special report on T.H.E.M.E.S agenda this week, Adewale Olowo-Poroku of our News and Current Affairs Department illustrates the efforts of the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration in building and sustaining the food supply value chain that has become the envy of neighboring states and befitting of a megacity as enshrined in the T.H.E.M.E.S agenda. Lagos as a state has left no stone unturned in ensuring that there is food security for its ever-increasing population, which currently stands at over 21 million. To this end, the state government, under the leadership of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is developing initiatives that will catalyze the agricultural sector in the state, with the objective to reduce food importation and over-dependence on agro products from outside Lagos and indeed the country. To show its commitment to the growth and development of the agricultural sector, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, just 2 months after his assumption of office on Thursday, July 5, 2019, defied a heavy downpour to inspect the rice mill and industrial park projects being developed by the state government at Imota in the Ikorodu division of the state. The inspection tour of the project site, according to Governor Sanwo-Olu, is in fulfillment of his promise to continue all unfinished projects initiated by previous administrations to assess the progress of the project and also to get the contractors' confidence on the completion date. Describing the project as capital-intensive and strategic, the governor said the rice mill would be the biggest in the country when completed, as it is being built with a capacity to produce 32 metric tons of rice per hour and 2.8 million bags of 50 kilograms bags of rice per annum. When completed, the mill and industrial park are also projected to generate over 1,500 direct jobs, while 254,000 indirect jobs are also expected to be created in the value chain.
Under the Town Commission, Ogun State, Oyo State, Osun State, Ekiti State, and Ondo State, whereas we're all very contiguous and we can begin the growing of rice paddy, so that we can feed into this massive mill. Also to look around here to see if we can also cultivate some. The mills, when they start, can actually store up to 5 to 6 months of stockpile. They're going to have 16 silos built up here, each one of them about 6 to 7 stories high.
The present administration has also developed a 5-year master plan that will guide the state intervention and investment in agriculture for a long-term return. This master plan will be raising the state's capacity to be a key player in agricultural production, while also creating a marketing platform for export of local agro-allied products and improving food security in the state. To further validate this, the state government announced its readiness to collaborate with major stakeholders to stimulate the growth of agro-processing markets for local producers and also to harness its large bodies of water through enhanced effective exploration of its marine resources. Another giant stride of the Sanwo-Olu's administration in the agricultural sector is the construction of a 1-kilometer drainage system within the premises of the Ikorodu Fish Farm Estate in Odonguyon to tackle the issues that may arise from flooding and its many impacts. The construction of the drainage system would go a long way in improving the productivity of the farm estate, as crop growth rates and fish production would be maximized, and the drainage system would be used to control water bodies, prevent ponding, gather excess water from the land area, as well as bring the water away from the farm to the outlet point where the water is led out of the area into the canal. A water plant has also been constructed within the Ikorodu Fish Farm Estate in order to supply water to the 194 plots in the estate. This would complement the existing water scheme in the estate, and the project will facilitate a reduction in the cost of fish production by 700,000 per annum per allotee, as allottees will not need to sink boreholes on their plots. The woman at the helm of affairs in the Ministry of Agriculture, Commissioner for Agriculture, Abisola Olusonya, noted that the present administration is mobilizing over 10,000 youths to join the existing fish farmers in the state in artisanal fisheries.
So we are actually training in collaboration with some partners, training some of our farmers in agribusiness for them to see that it's no longer just a culture, a way of life. It is actually a way of sustaining family, of sustaining wealth, of sustaining lives. And that way, when people begin to see agriculture as agribusiness, the mindset begins to shift and people begin to take it more seriously, such that interventions around funding, especially with regards to banking sector, it's easier, and the transition from being just a farmer to being an agripreneur becomes true. So these are many more some of the initiatives that we are doing under the fourth pillar of the Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu's T.H.E.M.E.S agenda towards ensuring food security.
Another initiative of the current administration is the Agro-Processing Productivity Enhancement Livelihood Improvement Support Program in collaboration with the World Bank to train and empower over 10,000 women and youths with a projection of direct and indirect employment of over 60,000 to further advance agro activities in the state, especially in the face of the new normal occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. The state government also unveiled plans to set up an e-commerce hub or platform for agricultural producers in the state to produce farm produce in hygienic condition for export purposes. The hub will be located in a central location where all certification of produce will take place and serve as platforms where all producers can come together to produce in sanitary and hygienic conditions to enable organizations like Standards Organization of Nigeria and NAFDAC do a sort of assessment on the items being produced. With the determination of the state government to create the enabling environment to ensure that there is ease of doing business across board, the Agribusiness Department has the mandate to facilitate linkages between farmer and consumers, as well as to the export community and other stakeholders across the value chain. It is mandated to come up with innovations such as the Agro Hub, which is being done in collaboration with the Ministry of Science and Technology. There will be no agricultural sector without a proper partnership and training of farmers and other stakeholders by the government. Determined to bridge the food security gap in the state, the Sanwo-Olu administration is training youths in agripreneurship as well as training in collaboration with some stakeholders, farmers in agribusiness. Seeing agriculture as agribusiness is expected to make intervention around funding easier. To this end, the Lagos State government launched its agripreneurship program comprising women and youths as part of efforts to attain the government's food security goal. The Lagos Agripreneurship Program was conceptualized by the state on the 10th of February 2020 to solve the aggravated problem of women and youth unemployment in the state by training and empowering residents in aquaculture, poultry, piggery and vegetable, as well as entrepreneurship skills and e-agric. Under the program, 15,000 women and youth are expected to be trained at the various training facilities by the year 2023, which is in line with the objective of promoting agriculture in order to make the state a 21st century economy in line with the T.H.E.M.E.S agenda. So far, a total of 300 participants made up of 200 in batch 1 and 100 in batch 2 have been trained. Participants were exposed to the theoretical and practical training, while entrepreneurship and e-agricultural modules were also incorporated into the program. With the level of engagement experienced during the program, participants were able to make remarkable impact in the agricultural space locally and internationally, as they have been ably equipped to conquer the agricultural space and make a mark in contributing to the food security objective of Lagos.
They give us fertilizer, then pesticide to fumigate our farm to make the crops to go all up as it ought to be. We really appreciate the governor of Lagos State in person of Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
This is fish processing, adding value to the fish industry. After buying fish from the producers, we process and put it in this way. We have acquired this before and we are doing very well on it.
And this will enable me to keep food on the table for my kids and for my wife and for my family entirely.
Another food value chain that Lagosians need to embrace is the cultivation of coconut trees, which has a lot of benefits, including its economic and nutritional value. The coconut tree can yield as much as 200 fruits within a year as long as it is well nurtured from the point of planting. This is embedded in the Coconut Renewal Initiative of the Lagos State government. Coconut is a common crop in the state with numerous commercial importances, and as such, it is a money spinner for the small and medium entrepreneurs in the state. The state government also lauded farmers for their contributions, hard work, and vigor in ensuring that the food supply chain was not broken, especially during the COVID-19 lockdown. This commendation came to the fore at the December edition of the Eko City Farmers Fair and Farmers Appreciation Day held at Ndubuisi Kanu Park, Alausa, Ikeja, where their contributions were greatly recognized and appreciated. Eko City Farmers Fair is a melting point for farmers to be able to sell directly to consumers and for Lagos residents to buy farm fresh products directly from stakeholders at farm gate prices while shopping in a comfortable environment. The Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority, formerly known as the Lagos State Agricultural Development Project, is the implementing arm of the State Ministry of Agriculture. It has the mandate to increase the productivity and income of the farmers and fishermen in the state through effective extension service delivery, as well as liaise between research institutions on farmers' problems. Agricultural development zones in Lagos are located in farm settlements like Imota, Odonguyo, Ikorodu, Igbogbo, Ekpe, Araga, Erejo, Ibejuleki, Itoikin, Agbowa, Ojo, Coconut House, Muwo, Ojo, Ibeshe Riverine, Ikeja, Ikoga, Badagry, Apa. Recently, the agency organized a 5-day workshop on nutrition improvements on complementary baby food in collaboration with the State Committee on Food and Nutrition. The workshop is part of the present administration's efforts to educate mothers and intended mothers on affordable and nutritious agricultural produce, which will not only enhance rapid development of their babies, but also promote healthy living for all.
It's a worldwide phenomenon. Over 45% of defects in children is caused by inadequate nutrition. So it's a given. And definitely, this is not just a one-size-fits-all solution, and this is not just a one-problem thing that just happened in this year or what have you. This is a recurring problem from ages past. So it's just a function of, okay, under this administration, what are we doing to tackle nutritional deficiencies, especially in our kids?
According to the program's manager, Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority, Olamilekan Pereira Shitelu, proper nutrition from childhood to adulthood cannot be overemphasized. Hence, the need for nursing mothers to venture into natural materials that boost the growth of their babies. Other programs are the Agricultural Value Chains Empowerment Program, which is meant to empower farmers across the state with produce, equipment and input, among others. The present administration has, through the programs, empowered no fewer than 2,500 farmers so far. To also sanitize the red value chain, the present administration took both steps through its reforms under the acronym ATM. A for abattoir, T for transportation, and M for market, which is meant to address the issues in the red meat value chain, right from the abattoir when the cattle is slaughtered, through its transportation through to the market where it is sold, so that Lagosians could yield hygienic meat. To match action with words, men of the re-inaugurated Monitoring, Enforcement and Compliance team of the State Ministry of Agriculture, in furtherance of the sanitization of the red meat value chain, dislodged an illegal slaughter slab in Lukerube area of Alimosho local government, arrested 10 butchers and confiscated 2 live cows as part of efforts to begin the dislodgement of illegal slaughter slabs in the state. It is worthy to note that the annual Seafood Festival was also revived under the administration of Mr. Governor to further celebrate the aquatic nature of the state, promote seafood cuisine culture, local fish production, and stimulate investment opportunities in relation to aquaculture and fisheries. The festival, which also marks the end of a fruitful year and ushers in a new one, attracts over 3,000 participants yearly. Also worthy of mention is the cage culture farming, aimed at encouraging farmers to cultivate the cage culture of fish farming in order to further bridge the deficit in the aquaculture value chain. About 40 youths benefited from the state government's empowerment program that provided 40 cages stocked with 1,000 juvenile catfish. Our reporter also went to town to feel the pulse of Lagosians on the various efforts of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration on agriculture and food security, and they have this to say.
Doing great, and they'll be assisting young farmers to be able to invest in farming, which is a very good idea. To me, I rate them 10 over 10.
Everything is fine. Make them produce more food to Nigeria, that everything will be okay.
So far, so good. Lagos, they have been doing well anyway in terms of agriculture.
Lagos State government has really tried in agriculture, also empowering youths.
I think there's still room for improvement.
Adequate nutrition is a key determinant for the growth and development of any country and should be at the core foundation of any sustainable economy. There is no doubt that the Sanwo-Olu's administration has shown great determination towards the growth and development of the agriculture sector in the state and is also determined to achieve a sustainable level of food security for all and sundry. It is safe then to say that the Lagos State government will deliver on its mandate to catalyze the agriculture sector in the state with the objective to reduce food importation and over-dependence on agro-products from outside Lagos, thereby making Lagos a 21st century mega city, which represents the letter M of the T.H.E.M.E.S agenda. And this is how we conclude our special report this year, 2020, on T.H.E.M.E.S agenda this week, with focus on efforts of the Sanwo-Olu's administration on the agriculture sector and all that is related to food security and a sustainable food supply chain. For feedback, you can follow us on all our social media platforms: Twitter at Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram Lagos Traffic, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe to our channel Traffic Radio 961. This program is a production of Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. I am Abiola Fagbolagun.